So, thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
And thank you so much for performances.
Thank you very
You played 6 different pianists and 3 sonatas, 3 Brahms sonatas. And of course, you rehearsed with each pianist. I don't remember how many.
Just 1 hour.
Just 1 hour.
The day before the performance.
Of course, sometimes it's good or bad surprise. I mean, some surprises, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's amazing to see how different the human beings are. I mean, they're all wonderful pianists. They all play great, but the personality is so important. And when I rehearse, we have very little time to connect because, and it's the only time we get. And sometimes we fix some things, but the most important is when we play and we don't speak or we don't talk. No.
I was going to ask you, do you discuss something about some
Not
points?
really, not very little. A few things here and there, but very little. And actually, tonight the performance, I don't know if the rehearsal changed so much, like the preparation. I think it was really the moment. So the first note that they gave me, I know exactly where they're going, how I should adapt, because that was also my job. My job was not to impose my vision. My job was to serve as best I can to make them look the best they actually can. So I hope I achieved that. It was a very, very full evening, lots of playing, lots of concentration, because each candidate gets 1 sonata, but I have to do 6 candidates, so it cannot be that I give my full attention to one and then a little bit less to another. So I really tried to stay focused, and I think it was quite an experience.
Yeah, so physically for you, it's just really hard.
Oh yeah, it was something.
Yeah. But I was very impressed that some of them they play same sonatas, and then you adjusted. Really, you play differently.
Yeah, well, it's impossible to play the same,
of course,
because the personality, there was one sonata in particular that I played twice, back to back, and I remember that the personality was so different, so the sound had to be very different, and it's all valid, everything is okay, but to have the opportunity to compare, also I think it's kind of impossible also to compare, because we're basically choosing between human beings. Like, I prefer that type of person to that type of person. So and nobody made some mistakes that were obvious. I mean, everybody played really well, I think, to the level that they're capable to do. So after this, to choose which one we prefer, myself, I had a connection with some of the players, some more than others, and it's not what the jury members felt, so it's completely different. So it's very, very particular to oneself,
Yeah, it's very interesting, very personal, no?
Yeah, exactly, very human.
Yeah. Of course, also each jury member, they also have different opinion and different,
Yeah. And backgrounds too, and
exactly.
they're at different places in their life, you can tell some people are more experienced, some younger, and so
Wow. What do you think? Of course, many of this audience of this who is watching this video, they have maybe experience of the chamber music. But what is the most important essential things to play with someone in the other chamber music? What do you think?
I think the most important would be to take your own space, because I feel if we listen too much and we're always like in the bubble of the player we're working with, then we forget about ourselves. So I think I enjoyed the most the people that had a strong personality, and it was clear, so I can also show my personality, and it's not a battle, but we blend together, and usually also the best idea wins in a way, because sometimes we have different views, and it's not a question of meeting in the middle. We don't do this. Sometimes we just I listen and say, okay, yeah, you're right. We could do this like this, and we just play. I just adapt myself to, or my playing to the player. And sometimes I think I can give a little bit of energy, and I bring the partner to my vision.
Yeah,
say.
so you just
yeah, and when it's done in a respectful way, it's kind of fun to do this. But where it's less, where I feel less comfortable is when the partner is just wanting to please me or to play with me, and then I feel all the burden is on me to give direction, and this is less comfortable. I'm not saying it happened today, but in general, yeah. And sometimes also I like to see who performs, because some people in the rehearsal, they're very different from the performance. Yeah? And tonight was like this. There are a couple of people that were extremely different at the performance, and I think they were better in the performance. They were higher level. So I think this also is something to keep in mind.
Right.
The moment to perform and to come out is the concert.
Right.
Not the rehearsal is there, of course, and it's important, and you need to set things, but the performance itself, it's more important. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
And I hope to see you. And I hope to hear your performance again.
Oh,
in
thank
the
you very
future.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I just watched the tennis match. Jeff did. Evan said, well, he called it a something. And Jeff said, not that way. In many ways, it's oratorial aspects, so I'm just wondering if he sees it.
The third prize, Yang Feng Bai. The second prize, Anthony Ratinov. And the first prize goes to Jonathan Mamora.
Okay, Olga, thank you so much for your time. And why you created this Olga Kern International Piano Competition in Albuquerque?
I am in Albuquerque very often. I'm performing almost every year since I won the Clyburn competition in 2001. I was a regular guest with the orchestra here in Albuquerque, and before 2016, it was probably a few years before that. One of the donors of the orchestra came to me and gave that idea. He said, "What do you think about the project here in Albuquerque? Something with your name on it?" And I said, I think that it would be perfect to have a competition because this area doesn't have any projects like this. Santa Fe has a wonderful opera festival and the chamber music series, but they don't have anything like a competition here. And this is what we start talking about. And of course, if I was giving my name, I wanted to have everything on the 100% and as high level as possible. So we start talking, we start working on it, and this is how actually it happened. First in 2016, and it was successful, and then the next one was right before the pandemic. We were lucky, 2019, and of course it takes a lot of preparation, of course, volunteers and everything, but everyone is really excited here in Albuquerque about this competition. So it works better and better every time. I'm very happy that actually it's happening here in Albuquerque.
So you just mentioned about the pandemic, and this year was hybrid. I mean, the first round was online, and from second round was in-person round. What do you think about this hybrid?
It is probably not the perfect way how competition should be, but with everything what's happening in the world, including after the pandemic, everything works so slowly. I'm talking about immigration, about visa process and everything, and a lot of young pianists are coming from abroad to United States, and in many cases they need visas, and we were not sure if they will get visa on time. So those 25 pianists who we chose from the pre-screening audition, which was of course online, we decided that probably it would be the best, a smoother working for this year competition, that the first round will be online, and then of course the second round all 12 would come live. And I must say that even in this scenario, 2 contestants couldn't come because they had a visa problem for the live round. So we end up having 10 pianists in the semi-final round. So I think it was really necessary to have a hybrid. I am not a big fan, of course, of having online round, but that was very necessary. And I know a lot of young pianists who were participating in this competition 2022, so I knew how they were playing live, so that was not really a problem for the first online round. But in general, I think that hopefully the next time in 2025 and everything will be smoother. Of course, we will have it back to totally live from the beginning. No online.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this third competition, for the first time you had the chamber round with a violinist. So how did you get this idea?
I always love idea of pianist performing a chamber music, because there is such a great music written for piano and different instruments, and of course bigger ensembles. Because the this year, we couldn't bring a big group like a quartet, which would be ideal, of course, because we're just starting young competition, 3rd edition. We decided that it would be great to have just a duo, piano and violin, and I work with this great violinist, a Canadian violinist, Alexander Da Costa, and I was just performing with him in my festival in Virginia Arts Festival. I invited him and we played Brahms sonatas before many times, and I thought, why not Alexander? And I asked him, and he was so excited about the project. So this is how it happened, and actually it really shows. I'm very happy that I have now we have in this competition, chamber music round, because it really shows different a side of a pianist as a very intimate performer, as a listener, as a real musician. And especially the repertoire which we chose was all Brahms, three sonatas for the violin. And in Brahms you can really see if someone really can touch you and really can play musically in the way that you will say, yes, this is a real musician. So from now on, we will always have a chamber music round. Probably it will grow. I don't know if the next time we will have maybe trio, but definitely the ideal group will be at some point quartet, so they really can perform real, piano quintet at some point, because this is really shows, as I said, everything what they can do.
So now we finished the final, and then what do you think about this third Olga Kern International Piano Competition?
I am very proud that we have this year a lot of really high-level, talented pianists who was willing to come here and really was excited actually to come here and perform. Some of them, I heard the feedback saying how excited they were to come for the first time in their life to Albuquerque. They've never been in New Mexico, and for them it was really an inspiration to see this beautiful nature, a lot of sun, and the wonderful people around, all the volunteers and everyone who's working for the competition. They really felt very comfortable, and I'm very happy about it, because I think that the level this time is the highest from all three editions, and I think we are on the right way of going higher and higher. And of course it's a lot of hard work, but we are on the right way, and all three finalists who performed were really on the high level, and they showed really wonderful things tonight. The orchestra sounded really great, and all three were very different, but they all stands on the high level, so I'm really happy about the results, and our winner is wonderful, and I can't wait to hear him again for many concerts which we are providing, and of course he will be recording the again one of the CDs which Steinway label is providing for us. So I'm looking forward to see how his career will grow, because this level is really this time really high, really wonderful.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say when's the best moment or the happiest moment during this competition?
Well, I guess there were many moments that really just brought me joy. I mean, talking with the people here and hearing how the music of everyone, all the competitors, affected them. I personally felt real happiness when I was on stage, actually and playing. It was nerve-wracking and scary, but when you're playing just wonderful music, I don't know, I felt important to make sure I was also listening and enjoying, the beauty of the music as well. So that was really truly enjoyable for me.
So it means that you chose on your favorite pieces.
Yeah, I did. So.
Yeah, good. Of course, you won this competition, so you can make new CDs and so on, and you get concerts. But do you have some future, some plan for the future?
As you said, as a result of the competition, I'll be doing concerts here in the United States, overseas as well. I think a couple in Europe and I think in South Africa. I think. Is
Oh, really? Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
So, I'm also still in school. I'm just finishing up my doctorate. So my plan is to make sure I pass my final exams.
Right. When is it?
To be determined. So it depends on if I can study,
right.
With enough time. But I still intend on applying to as many competitions as I can. I leave for Belgium tomorrow. Actually,
oh, really?
For another competition. So it's and so I don't know. I just competitions are like nerve-wracking, but they're fun also, and you get to meet a whole bunch of people. So
right,
I've always enjoyed them, so,
Okay, anyway, congratulations and good luck for your future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You.